What are some tips for someone with no fighting experience to win in a fight? Throw sand in your opponent's face. Remember, there are no rules in a fight. If you find yourself in a situation where you have to fight, there are no rules. You do everything in your power to win. You fight in a manner in which your life depends on it. The person that fights with rules usually loses. If they've got their hands down, angled slightly and sort of looking away but keeping you in the corner of their eye, they're lining up for a sucker punch. Bart *, remember when Tom had you in that headlock and you screamed, "I'm a hemophiliac," and when he let you go, you kicked him in the back. Homer *, yet. Bart *, will you teach me how to do that? Homer *, sure, boy. First, you gotta shriek like a woman and keep sobbing until he turns away in disgust. That's when it's time to kick some back. And then when he's lying down on the ground. Bart *, yet. Homer *, kick him in the ribs. Bart *, yet. Homer *, step on his neck. Bart *, yet. Homer *, and run like hell. If you aren't in a sanctioned sports competition, there is no such thing as dirty. If there's no way to avoid it, try to keep a low center of balance and make sure to keep your feet on the ground. Don't kick or anything. Once you lose your balance and you're on the ground, it's over. Edit. Yes, apparently everyone and their brother has jujitsu training. The question literally says for people with no fighting skills. If you do go down, bring them with you. But generally, try to keep your balance. That's my purse, I don't know you. Kick. Aim for the nose. Most people will stop right there if you get them in the nose. Don't whip out 4 lightsabers and start twirling them in circles. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Go for the sensitive/soft spots. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, solar plex, groin, armpits, and frontal part of the elbow. Oh, and don't assume you know how to throw a punch. You'll get boxer's fractures. Edit. These are just sensitive points on the body and not necessarily points where you should strike an opponent. Armpits are sensitive because they contain nerves, blood vessels, and lymph nodes. Try pinching that area or gouging your thumb or a pointy object into it. The cubital fossa, frontal part of the elbow, is also sensitive and has thin skin. Eyes are great for gouging as well. Don't assume fights are won solely by striking or grappling your opponent. Also, some of these are only something you should do when you're trying to protect your life. Don't attack someone's throat in a normal scuffle. I took a YMCA self-defense class once. The gist of the class was: 1. Avoid fights. Don't be a macho man. 2. Run away if you have to. 3. If it becomes physical, be very loud to draw attention. 4. Your goal in self-defense is to buy time to escape the area. A kick to the groin or palm strike to the nose, eyes, or chin are very effective. Always pull guard, so he doesn't get any points for a takedown. Footwork is important, stand so that a punch won't knock you over. Don't lean into a punch. Also know what advantage you have over your opponent. If he's bigger than you, try to move to the side or behind him, moving's harder for him so make him move. If he's taller, get in close so his reach advantage is taken away. If he's lactose intolerant, throw milk at him. Never use haymakers, hooks and football kicks, they're fucking stupid and will get you beat real fast. The trick is straight punches using your hip to throw your arm a bit more. Try to get in close so the aforementioned kicks and haymakers won't be able to get enough power in. Keep your hands up, if you have to dodge go sideways instead of back so you keep the distance advantage, but either way don't get in a fight in the first place. Protect your head. Fight dirty. Protect your head. At the first chance to disengage, take it. Protect your fucking head. Get the first punch in, and keep pushing your fist after it makes contact. Protect your motherfucking head. Tuck your chin. Distract, sucker punch. Are you really going to try and fight me with the cop car right there? Protect your goddamned head, idiot. Hands way up. Here is how to survive a knife attack. https://old.reddit.com/r/unexpected/comment/9992j/how_survive_knife_attack. You punch through something. If you wanna punch a guy in the stomach, you try to punch behind his stomach. If you were to aim for his stomach, you won't hit it very hard. Go for the nuts and eyes. Scratch. Bite. Pull hair. Why, what did you do, man? The eyes are the groin of the face. Edit. How does this comment have more upvotes than I have karma, lol? Edit. Thanks for the gold nugs, guys. Strike. Scream. Run. Run. Being in a fight is extremely dumb and risky. It should be avoided at all costs, even if you are trained. Edit, or de-escalate. Again, fighting is dumb, and I say that as a guy who has been boxing for 7 years at this point. Edit 2, let's be more specific. You should never be trying to win a fight outside an organized sport competition. You should be trying to avoid it, and if inevitable, to disengage from it and get to safety. Voluntarily going into a fight with the intent to win is dumb and reckless. It is extremely easy to sustain or cause a lingering injury or death in combat. The kinda guy who seek fights with stranger tend to be armed or have a bunch of friend ready to curb stomp you. If you want to protect yourself, there is no quick tip. Go get actual training. I guarantee you they will repeat this very advice too. No, guys, you are not understanding. This guy is standing in front of a person who's trying to stab him still, looking at his phone, waiting for answers. Make sure to hit up training mode, practice your combos. Look up your frame data, it'll help you gain advantage against gym players. Tip number 1, don't ask Redditors to teach you to fight. If the person you are fighting is taller than you, don't try to punch them in the face, aim for the throat. They won't really expect it and it is very painful. Shoot from a safe distance. Windmill. With your arms, not your penis. I mean, there's all sorts of posts that say for you to avoid the fight altogether, but as some of us know, some guys just don't know when to let it go. In a situation where a fight is unavoidable, attack first and overwhelm if you can, then GTFO. Number 1. Whatever you do, make sure you don't get all your info from a website known for false info given out by a bunch of random neckbeards, then try to take some dude IRL. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Take off your pants and stare at them in dominance. Your opponent will either be totally confused and will leave them open for an attack or will run away in fear. This is especially effective if you have a big package. Vice did a video back in the day called How to Get Your Ass Kicked. It was very insightful and would answer your question. Liver is located on the right side of a person's body, instant sit down if you hit it right. Liver shots for days. Hit first. Don't ever try to punch in self-defense. If someone is right in your face and threatening to hit you, punch them right in the jaw and stun them. Then do it again and again. If you let them hit first, you will lose. Source, Prison Time. 1. Throw anything you have available to hand, including small children, at them as hard as you can. 2. Strip naked and scream. Winner winner chicken dinner. Pull out a fork and say finally, some good fucking food. No one truly wins an impromptu fight, but someone comes out more hurt or damaged than the other, especially the person with no fighting experience. So, let your mind rule the moment and refuse to engage. Remove yourself from the situation as speedily as possible. Fight dirty. Eyes, nose, groin, there are no rules other than stop before you think you should. The purpose is to remove the threat, not kill them. Can it come from a pocket? I think the biggest problem for people with no experience is that they have no experience with inflicting harm and thus instinctively only hit symbolically. I once had to disassemble an old cupboard, and I kept kicking at it and it wouldn't go down. When I realized my kicks were afraid of doing damage or hurting myself, and I have to commit and go all in and try to kick through the boards, that's when I immediately got the thing collapsing. Yup, if you are getting jumped there are no rules, go for the balls, your safety is more important than any stupid rules. The only fair fight is a fight you lose. Though before you pick up a beer bottle or other improvised weapon, remember there might be some rules that come into play in the aftermath of a fight, e.g. manslaughter. Edit, TL, Dr. Since I'm getting a lot of responses in this direction, you lose the right to self-defense if you're the one that escalates from non-lethal force to lethal with a weapon. The person you escalated against has it for as long as lethal force is in play. Edit 2, this includes a right to defend against reasonable fear of lethal force. Practice spitting in your free time. A sharp projectile of spit in the opponent's eyes compromises his vision. Spitting in his mouth will also invoke his gat reflex, which distracts him and makes him more vulnerable. That's all well and good until you try to gouge a guy's eye, fail miserably, now you're on the floor and he's deciding whether or not to stomp your head. Only fools pledge life to honor. There are two kinds of people who get into fights. First, do it for bravado/machismo, talk a big game about honor and not fighting dirty, and try to stick to it until they start losing. They'll probably even stop if you say you surrender. The second assume every fight might be life or death, and that you'll do and say anything to hurt, or maybe kill them and flip the fuck out, trying to hurt their opponent as much as they can. And you never know which is which until it happens. Real advice from best to worst is 1. De-escalate. 2. Run. 3. Get a tool that lets you hurt them from as far away as possible. 4. Scream, shout for help, protect your eyes and temples. 5. Try to end it as quickly as you can if you have no other choice. You don't fight with honor. No, but he did. Also belating, where they try to turn a side of their body toward you instead of facing head on. Another is if they start repeating something they just said over and over, it's a sign they already decided to attack. Ain't nobody gonna step to me, ain't nobody gonna step to me, ain't nobody gonna step to me. Their brain is in fight mode, which puts things like speech on the back burner, and they're just looking for the shot to take. Former bouncer, this is so true. Coincidentally, if they keep putting their hands in their pockets, they probably have a knife. Also, if you're almost in a fight and the person starts suddenly trying to get you to shake their hand, they are trying to get it so they can pull you in and punch. Next step is to point out this observation to everyone around you. Nobody likes someone who sucker punches, regardless of what was said leading up to it. Also, if you see them pick up their pants, sucker punch incoming. I ain't feel fear, since I'm preparing for my falcon punch. Edit, thanks for the upvote, kind stranger. What's the sucker punch? Yep, and once you get your first sucker punch you will get extremely paranoid while having any sort of argument with a stranger. Dude angles himself slightly and I instantly fear the worst. And take a step back and sidestep towards where they're looking. 9 times out of 10 they're looking towards their strong side where the punch will be coming from. You'll screw up the angle of the wild haymaker they're about to throw. When their body weight shifts after they miss, you punch them in the kidney. A friend of mine got sucker punched in the back of the head after a minor argument. He ended up missing 6 months of med school from migraines and the other guy got a year in jail. Fuck sucker punchers. Never really noticed this, although I now realize it was in my subconscious in my sparring matches. Good to know on the surface now. Homer was the dad Bobby Hill sorely needed. Time to kick some back. I just watched this episode this week, lol. Most people exhaust quickly in a fight, and you don't want to run the risk that your opponent can last longer than you. Fight quick, fight dirty, and try to finish in 5 to 10 seconds, since you honestly have 30 max. Everyone underestimates the kick in the groin. Bas Rutten, from the best self-defense video I have ever seen. There is also no loss in de-escalating and walking away. Keep that no-fight streak going strong. Most people don't expect a front kick to their thigh just above the knee. Also, most aggressive people won't want to have interactions with the police, so they won't file a report. I hate to admit that this is the number one truth. How am I supposed to flamingo crane kick with both feet on the ground? Fuck, this actually helps. It isn't over when you're on the ground, it's over when only you are on the ground. If you can close, and take the whole fight to the ground, and bend a thumb, finger, arm, or knee some way things don't normally bend, you win. Perfect cell. Possibly the best advice here. Having pocket sand, https://i.imager.com/tphkt.gif ready is another great tip from King of the Hill. Rip perfect cell, https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=msoptxdvtnw. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Mike Tyson. The advice I've gotten is to put the heel of your palm to their nose. I've also heard that can kill someone though. Edit, I've been informed that it's a myth, the palm strike thing can't kill you. Guess I heard wrong. Second edit, please stop commenting to tell me it is or isn't true. Too depressed. I highly doubt if you are looking for advice on fighting from scripted threads that you will have the aim to hit someone in their nose during a fight. Greaves in Grievous. That would work well against 99.9% of people, just avoid the generals. Could go the uncivilized route. Shoot first and be the only one to shoot. Han Solo method. I always loved that Grievous claims Dooku taught him the Jedi fighting arts, and then starts doing that. Like, was Dooku fucking with him a la Kung Pao? Or did Dooku just give up when he realized Grievous was gonna do whatever the fuck he wanted? Grievous with raspy breath like this. Dooku face-palming sigh, sure, yeah, just like that, whatever. But spinning is a good trick. Pro tip, naked with shoes is somehow more naked than full naked. I'm surprisingly agile while nude. Finn the human. My friend took a dump once to avoid a fight. This is actually good advice. I know a guy who twice has avoided being in fights because he was willing to start shouting and taking his clothes off. Get weird. Start shouting things. Unless you have the upper hand somehow, and you aren't as tough as you think, you got a 50/50th shot at winning in the best case scenario. Avoid the fight. Be a weirdo. I also had a nursing instructor who is convinced she avoided an assault on an otherwise empty trail by turning around suddenly and hissing like a cat at the guy who had been following her. No thanks. I'm not about to get my ass kicked and raped. This is a big time power move. But if they then get naked too, you're about to die. Statistically, within 20 feet or so, other way around. MYTHB Busters even did an episode on it. Sing, solar plexus, instep, nose, groin, thanks Sandra. This. I've seen tough guys shatter wrists and fingers because they thought they were hot shit and punched a bag poorly. Go with slaps if you don't know how to throw a punch, they hurt just as much and won't hurt you as badly. The OL Dick Twist.
Thank you for watching. We publish amazing Reddit stories every day. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to keep the dog smiling.